Hey, what's up, everyone? Thanks again for tuning in tonight. Welcome to Tales from the Pits. This is a podcast where we're going to talk about different stories within the casino industry. Tonight, we're going to feature Michelle, and here are your hosts, Jay, John, Mike, and Danielle.
Hello, everyone. Hopefully you're doing well tonight on a Wednesday. My name is Jay, and you can find me on social media at Casino Dealer Jay. My co-host tonight, my first co-host is
Michelle. Hello, everyone.
Hi, Michelle. How's your week going? How's the moving?
Moving is hectic. We are moving from a house to an apartment, so it's moving and getting rid of a lot of stuff. So it's been a chore.
Oh, sweet. I mean, like not sweet, but sweet in a way.
It'll be sweet when it's done.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I meant.
Now it's just a lot of work.
So, guys, for those of you that are just jumping online, we're doing roll call right now, so come say hi. You are good looking. I shouldn't even say that yet, actually. We're streaming on 3 different platforms right now. We're streaming on Facebook, so hello. We're streaming to the Casino Industry Canada group, so hello, everybody there. Thanks for joining. And, of course, the Casino Dealer J YouTube channel. Boy, did I mess that up. Thank you so much for subscribing because you guys are super awesome and totally appreciate all of the comments and the feedback. So, yeah, you know what, Michelle? This has been a crazy week, and we've had a lot of stuff go on, and I really just wanted the day off. But John will be on a little bit later, conveniently after the intro. So I'm sure he's going to jump on like right this minute before I put on our guests. But yeah, I have a little surprise for him. So, you know, once he comes on, we'll kind of show it off to him. But then, yeah. But in the meantime, we have 2 guests this evening for our podcast for episode, I believe it's episode 12. Sweet. Of course, one of my most favorite people in the world. She's always been there when I started this channel, and she's always been somebody that I was watching for a very, very long time when I was at this casino here. We have, first off, Heather Ferris. Hey!
Hi. Thank you for having me on. Good to be on. Thank you.
Well, Heather, it's always awesome to have you on. Yeah, like I said, you're pretty awesome. Thank you so much for for being on a whole ton of times. You're like one of my first guests when we were doing the On Break with. So, yeah. How are you?
Good. I remember the first time I was on, I was like really impressed with like how advanced you were so quickly. And I'm thinking, damn, it took me 4 years before I even like got to even close to that level. And here you are like 2 months in and you're like kicking ass and everything. I was so jealous.
Yeah, I don't know why you would be jealous of like some old bald dude that worked in the casino years ago. No, but like in all honesty, Heather, no, it's awesome to always have you on. So totally appreciate it. I have one of your friends on, though. That is our other guest. Let's just bring her out right now. I was pretty excited when I saw that you had an actual co-host. So I was like, oh, this is pretty awesome because it's somebody else that we can kind of bring in and chat, and you can kind of tell us everything about her, all the deets and whatnot. So please, let's introduce Angela Marie.
Hi, hello everyone. Even though I'm not one of your favorite people yet, Jay, I will.
I'm sure it won't take long.
Your whole redheaded Vegas gaming contingent can just be second favorites to Heather any day, but I gotta at least get on the list. Come on. Jeez, make a girl work for it.
Well, first off, I just want to say, man, you guys, wherever you're living outside of your rooms there, it looks amazing. I don't know. Those are some nice condos and some really nice views. So
this is the most amazing view, and I pay a lot to have this view out my window. I tell you what. So,
and the reason why I'm nighttime and the reason why she's sunset is because we got in a little a tiny adventure. We can't really go into it. All we could say was there was a doctor involved, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we weren't playing doctor. I mean, that would have been fun.
No.
We weren't doing that, but there was a doctor.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God. How am I supposed to edit this part? Oh my God. So, Michelle, did you want to start with the questioning? It's not anything crazy today. We're taking it easy, guys. If you guys, those of you that are online, if you have any questions for our two Vegas experts, our two Vegas ladies here, please send them over and say hi along the way. So.
Sure. I'll just start with Heather. How did the two of you meet, and like how did the idea of working together come about?
Tinder.
Oh.
It's a beautiful thing. I mean, you think you know what it's for, but you don't. Just take that chance, swipe right all day, baby. Like, no.
Honestly, we met through the Wizard of Oz, Mike Shackelford and everything. So Angela was Mike's girl and everything, and she was in all of his videos and stuff. And then I started recording the video. So I was like the person behind the camera. So it was like the three of us a lot, and it was just always fun.
Yeah.
Like always. We were always laughing, and we were always having fun and having a good time. And I'm like, dude, we have got to hang out together. We have totally got to hang out together. So yeah, that's how we met.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's a really cool connection. So, Angela, could you kind of tell us a bit about yourself and maybe like just like your casino background, all the places that you've worked and the things that you've kind of done with the casino industry?
Sure. So I always start by telling people who ask how I got into casinos that I did not grow up near casinos or with casinos. I was part of a military family, and we didn't gamble. I had literally never even dealt a deck of cards until I moved to Las Vegas. So I had been living in China working as a performer, and and there goes my green screen. Vegas is all illusion, people. Vegas is all illusion. Welcome to my front room. Isn't it lovely? So, on that note, this is how I got into gaming, because gaming is entertainment. So no, but I had been working in China as an entertainer, and I had lived in Vegas for about a year before that as an entertainer, and went to China. While I was in China, decided I wanted to go back to Vegas just for the heck of it. And came here to work in entertainment and kind of walked through the casinos in my first week here and went, oh my gosh, like entertainer skills translate to money in a casino skills. And it was so fun to watch that like all these entertainers had their own little 6-foot stage with their own gaming table. And I saw that you could really cross over those two skills. And so, yeah, within about 2 weeks of being back in the US, I signed up with an agency that would teach you how to deal and place you in casinos. And I was a fair bit younger at the time. So I worked primarily in party pits, where what they care about when you first walk in isn't that you have solid dealing skills, it's that you have solid people skills. And as you can
tell, you were going to say something else.
Yeah, no, well, that too. But you know, you got certain God-given talents, you might as well use them in an appropriate way. So, you know, the coupling of brain and bosom, it's a wonderful one. So,
it's Las Vegas.
You know,
it's part of it.
You know, if you've got a college degree in triple D's, you might as well make some money. So the party pits kind of seemed the way to do it. And yeah, so literally within a week of being signed up with an agency that would teach you how to do it, I had my first casino audition. I still didn't really know what I was doing. In fact, I didn't know what I was doing at all. But I am a hard worker, and I did try very hard. I literally set up an ironing board in my house with decks of cards to practice. And so I'd go to school during the day, and I'd come home and I'd practice with this ironing board. And I would mix up decks of cards and like take out all the 10s, and then I would take out all the whatever it was, just to try different things. And I would put something on that I was trying to focus on the TV and count the cards at the same time, and then make sure that they were where they should be and things like that. But yeah, so that's kind of how I got into it, was at a party pit. I was lucky enough to come to Vegas, not telling you my age, but right at the time when party pits were about to start. I was in the very first real party pit. I was one of the first 7 girls. So I got very lucky that way. I ended up on the billboards and in the videos and in the commercials, and I loved it. It was a really wonderful experience. So even though I don't do that anymore, again, the ravages of time, but I would still tell anyone who has that kind of personality, absolutely, do it for a handful of years. You know, you make great friends, make some great money, make some great skills. So yeah, that's kind of how I got into it. And as you can see, I'm such a terrible introvert when things go wrong that, you know, I gotta learn how to go with it.
I don't think the people that are listening on the podcast episode are going to see anything happen there. So yeah, I think
that's
you're,
okay then.
yeah, you're great. You're great. Don't worry.
Right. I mean, they should be watching if random bits of cloth are just going to go flying off the screen. Seriously, people, what are you missing out on here?
What was that sound? Yeah, no, I don't know.
I love the ironing board story. That's just awesome. I just have this vision of you practicing on an iron board. I just love that.
Yep, and I really truly did. At the time, I wasn't married yet, so I lived alone. But I had a pet chinchilla. And anyone who's had a little pet chinchilla, they're very smart little creatures, but they bounce off the wall like Pokemon. And it was fun. I would just let him run wild because he was very well trained. He didn't have to be in a cage. And so as I'm trying to do this, he would be ping-ponging off the thing, and his little feet would make the cards go across the room, and just made it more part of it of, okay, I can't lose my count, and I have to keep going and, you know how to deal with it. And so it helped because, you know, when you first get into a casino, you're going to probably suck. And at least if you have the right attitude of just being okay with that, and being willing to learn past it, because I never got to the point where I was a great card mechanic. I mean, I'm a more than serviceable dealer, don't get me wrong, but you know, there are people who just have an innate skill and beautiful hands and graceful movements, and that is not me. So I never got to that point. But it was okay. I mean, I don't think anyone who sat at my table complained that my cards were not dealt gracefully enough. I think they were having a fun time.
Honestly, she's a pretty good dealer. I've sat at her table while she's dealt, and she's pretty good. I don't think you guys have to. Yeah, you're selling yourself too short, definitely.
Well, that's sweet. I appreciate it. And yeah, I do have to say, yeah, from the first minute Heather and I met each other, it was just like that moment where you go, "This is one of my people."
Yes.
So,
totally. It was great.
People have that, right? You know, we obviously already have something in common to begin with, and you have to have a sense of humor to survive in this business. So
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And we were both big Doctor Who fans.
Yes.
Oh, okay. There's another connection there.
Yes.
That helped.
Yep. I literally I think I had a Doctor Who Christmas tree the first time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I was in love with that. I'm like, oh my God, you got a Doctor Who. This is just freaking awesome. This is just amazing.
So any other Whovians who are listening, yes, instead of having just glistening lights, I had like a weeping angel on the tree and little silver TARDISes.
Yep. And it wasn't just one tree, it was two trees.
Yeah, I had two trees.
Two Doctor Who trees.
Because Christmas, you know.
And they were both just awesomely different. It was just so cool.
Oh. No, that's awesome. Just a quick comment from John.
Hi, John.
Hey.
Hey guys, he'll be on right away here, just in a little bit, so he'll come join us. So,
Cool.
yeah. So, as well as being a party pit dealer, you're also dealing a lot of conventions. Yeah, like Heather just touched on that. Could you kind of tell us how it was and how that experience was being in a convention and kind of, being a part of that and doing the dealing and everything?
Yeah, absolutely. So I love convention dealing. At this point in my life, you couldn't pay me enough to be a party pit dealer again. Again, for the people who aren't watching, I'm not 28 years old anymore. It was wonderful. I really enjoyed it, but I don't want to put on a fringed bikini to go to work anymore. It was fine at that point in life, but I'm an old married lady now, and I just don't want to do that anymore. But convention dealing allows me to continue to do all the fun parts I loved about dealing without that particular aspect of it. And so the thing with convention dealing too, there's way less stress. You're not dealing with real money. So it's, for people who don't know, Las Vegas is one of the meccas in the US for conventions and trade shows. And of everything, like World of Concrete is coming up, and it's a huge one for us. But we have everything from pizza expos to makeup expos to dog shows. And a lot of times there'll be hundreds of vendors or booths. And so in order to help get attention and draw people to those booths, sometimes what the company will decide to do is to do like Vegas style gaming. So they'll rent a blackjack table, or they'll rent a 3-card poker table, or something along those lines. And they'll hire an actual dealer to come in for the 2, 3, 4 days of the conference to deal. So to help draw people to their booth, they're giving them that gaming experience. But because it's not in an actual casino, you're not dealing with real money. You very well might be dealing for like prizes, or again, to help get people to their booth. So like the high score of the day might win a prize, or it might enter them in a raffle, or everyone who sits down might get some little token type gift. But there's not the stress of dealing with thousands of dollars per bet, and you're worried that you're gonna mess something up, because you're not. There's no value to the tokens they're putting on your table. So you can really just have fun with, as long as you have the mechanics of the game down, you can really just have fun with talking to the people and making sure they're enjoying their time. So you can goof around a lot more interaction, because obviously there's very strict rules in gaming of what you can and can't do. And even though a party pit dealer gets away with a lot more, there are still, of course, solid set rules. You can't open palm high five someone, and you can't shake hands with someone. You can fist bump depending on the particular casino, things like that. But at a convention, whatever, you could like tussle their hair and do whatever you want. Like, nobody cares. So it is a whole different kind of interaction, which is really fun.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna say this now because So in my career, I got to work a lot of different positions. And one of the things that really bothered me was the fact that everybody else that I got to work with got to go to they went to Vegas, and they went to all of the exhibitions and everything else, and they go to the gaming conferences, and I didn't. And that just really kind of ticked me off, because a lot of these guys, they're just going there to, I don't want to say get laid or anything, but they just go there for other reasons. I wanted to go there to see the games. I wanted to see the chips. I wanted to see the cards. I wanted to see the dealers. I wanted to see there's a whole bunch of things that I wanted to see with the conference, and I never got to go. So it really, it's my regret if there is anything in my career that, and I thought that being a manager, I know Michelle, you've kind of moved up too, right? And you think that when you get to a position where you're wearing a suit, it's oh yeah, now I have a chance to go. No, they're just gonna take the marketing guy or the human resources coordinator person. How fair is that? So
well, I mean, could you just never get your mother to sign your permission slip?
Maybe that's what it was.
You could break somewhere.
I'll tell you, my mom, if there was a permission slip, my mom would probably not sign it. When I went to the ships, she was so mad when I said I was going on the ships. I thought she was gonna disown me, because she's just I can't believe you're leaving me for 6 months. This is intense. Wow. Why are you doing this to me? I'm like, what?
Well, to be fair, there's a lot more degeneracy that goes on the ships than in a Vegas casino. Because in the Vegas casinos, it goes on, but then they go home at the end of the day. I worked unofficially. This is just hypothetically. If I had worked as a shill on the ships at any point, I would have seen the kind of things that go on, and it's way worse than a Vegas casino. After being in Vegas enough years, you think you have seen it all, and then you go on a ship for a little while, and you're like, no, okay, I got
Wow.
I'm glad they gave us free internet, because I was seriously on Urban Dictionary, checking things out. What does that even mean? Hypothetically, if I had ever done that job, which obviously I haven't, because it doesn't legally exist. So
hypothetically, if they did worse on a cruise ship than they did in Las Vegas, I've seen people have sex in Las Vegas. If it was on a cruise ship, that means that they would have to show their face to everybody for the next 8 days after that. That would be really embarrassing.
Yeah, you would think, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, you would think. I mean, some people it's not, because that's the way they are.
Right?
Which
Yeah.
they
That's
all
what
seem to move to Las Vegas.
Right. I don't know. That latest like pandemic outbreak of gonorrhea syphilitis had to start somewhere, Jay. So I don't know. Maybe the ships. Maybe it's a good thing you didn't get to come to Vegas and go to the convention.
Wow.
How did this turn on me?
You are turning into one of my favorite guests already. Amazing. Sorry, just on the side, we're not like we're talking about the casino and everything, but you are a pretty damn good singer too, aren't you?
Well, thank you. I think you never want to toot your own horn. I appreciate the compliment. But I do make a living in what's a pretty tough industry to do, and I sing a lot of styles. So I sing with an 80s band that does pretty well in a normal world. Obviously, this past year is whatever. But I sing with an 80s band, 88 miles per hour. And I also sing Vegas Lounge, which is Sin City. And again, when the world reopens, I host and sing in a very classic Vegas variety show, which was at Sam's Town and Suncoast. And we don't know if they're going to bring us back after this pandemic is officially open, but Vegas is reopening. So we hope so. But yeah, that's actually what I was doing in China. I was working as an opera and aria singer for 2 years. So yeah.
That is cool.
It was a lot of fun. So sometimes when the tables were really, really slow, just to bring people to my table, I literally would start singing. But goofy stuff, not like listen to me, I'm the karaoke singer. I would pick some weird ass like cartoon theme song or whatever commercial was hot at the time, and I just stand there at my table with your hands on it, what you're supposed to, and I'd just belt out like the Rice Krispies theme song or the Care Bear theme song. I got some of my biggest tips ever by people who didn't even sit down and play, but they would just think it was so funny that the girl in the fringe bikini is singing like the Chevy Chase Vegas Vacation theme song.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can do.
Okay, so on that note, I have a group question here. So we'll go counterclockwise. So Angela, you can start. By the way, I got called out for not knowing what counterclockwise was because I said clockwise one time and Michelle went first. Whatever to the person that commented. Thank you for correcting me. Yeah, that's okay. Anyways.
Clocks are different in Canada, you imperialist pig swine.
I was moving my arm the right way too. I'm like, is that counterclockwise? No, never mind. Okay. So anyways, my question for all of you first is, what is your favorite 80s cartoon?
Gem and the Holograms.
You said that so fast.
Oh, so fast.
Right. Yes. I mean, I like to think about my answer for a minute. Gem and the Holograms.
Can you name the holograms?
I can name the Misfits, Roxy, Pizzazz, and Eric who ran it. I can't name all the Misfits, or I can't name all the holograms. But to be fair, they did often change out some of the holograms. So, like Jerica's sister is Kimber, and she's there the whole time. But some of the other ones, they change them, and I'm not sure.
Wow.
My answer, I'm sticking to.
How about you, Heather?
Rainbow Bright.
Yeah.
Rainbow Bright. Yeah. Because I was like, 4 in the 80s? 5? Yeah, Rainbow Bright for sure.
Yeah.
Would that be like one of your cosplay costumes in the future?
Yeah.
That's probably why my favorite color is the rainbow.
Oh.
And yes, rainbows are one color. I will dispute anybody about that.
Ooh, I like that. Yep. That's a great idea though, Jay. That would be a really good cosplay for you. Little sexy Rainbow Bright thing going on, like.
I don't know what I meant, but yeah, okay.
Like anyone's ever seen a picture of her doing Star Trek cosplay? The girl has abs to die for. Like, so I love a Rainbow Bright costume.
It's called starving yourself and then sucking it in. Because if I don't suck it in, and if I eat one piece of food, are you pregnant? I swear to God. I swear to God.
Says this, but trust me, the girl looks good. So,
Michelle, how about you?
I think when I was really young, I really remember liking the Care Bears when I was really young. And I think when I got a little bit older, still cartoon age, it's like was it the gummy bears?
Yes.
Bouncing everywhere. Yeah. So I really like bear cartoons.
Wow. The gummy bears were awesome. They would drink their gummy berry juice and fall off walls. And
I remember that cartoon being more adult than the Care Bears cartoon.
Yeah, it was. It was, because then they had like the princess on there. And it was always like, is she gonna get with like the stable boy? I mean, I don't know if she ever did or if that just happened in fan fiction, but I'm pretty sure that was, the like, will they or won't they from the 80s kids cartoons. So
you talk about adult cartoons. I remember taking my kid to see the SpongeBob movie when it came out, like, because he was a kid, like when it came out. And I was watching this movie with, I can't remember if it was my brother or my husband that came with me. And I just looked at him and I'm like, there is a lot of adult content in this movie. Yes. But they just make it so far above little kids' heads that it's like for kids. And I was floored watching it. I was like, holy crap.
If we're going to get into adult cartoons, I could give you like a list of cartoons that I watch right now. I'm 39 years old and I like cartoons and I totally admit it.
Oh, amen. Yeah.
Okay. Carmen Sandiego, way awesome. The new She-Ra, fantastic. Absolutely love it. Kipo and the Wonder Beast is so freaking cool. The new Dark Crystal, where it's the actual series.
Yes.
Oh my God, to die for. So freaking awesome. So check those out. You guys got to check that out.
That's awesome.
We'll put those in the comments, so
people can go find it.
We'll throw that in, so you guys can actually just go check. I don't know, are they on Netflix or?
It's all on Netflix. And Kipo and the Wonder Beast, I swear to God, it's a children's thing, but I enjoyed that so freaking much because each animal has their own music. So you have like the slithering snakes or the slashing snakes who slash on the guitar, and then the bumblebees do the beats. So all the bumblebees, it's like techno music for the bees, and it's just each one has their own music, and it's just so freaking fun.
Oh, I love it.
It's so cool.
That's awesome.
I will check that out.
Well, that's awesome. Okay. Cool. So, all right. So then, there's some things for you guys on the podcast to search and make sure you have some good, get some good entertainment there going on for the weekend. So.
And all kid friendly.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, which normally doesn't happen in my life. Yeah, there's no kid friendly in my area. Normally it's like keep the kids away.
Okay. Let's do another. How are you guys doing? You guys doing all right? Is there anybody any shout outs right now? I know we do the shout outs.
What was yours?
What was mine?
What's your favorite 80s cartoon? Thank you, Heather.
We've
had cartoons in Canada. We used to watch the moose fight.
Actually, no, Michelle, we had the raccoons. That was the
raccoons, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I guess you guys don't know that one, but no, for me, it would definitely be Transformers.
Oh, okay.
That's a good one.
All right.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Did you cry when they killed Optimus Prime in the movie?
Yes. No, I had like nightmares because that wasn't it's pretty, it's pretty grim when they boarded that ship and started shooting everybody out, and like wasn't just Optimus Prime, like the whole group of guys were like done, and it was like, ugh. You're like 7 or 8 years old and you're watching that, and it's like, what?
Oh, dark for a kids show.
Why are they gray, Daddy? Anyways,
just watch the water slip down. You'll feel so much better.
Oh my God.
Still scarred.
All right, so just let's go back to this is like a casino podcast, so let's go back to a casino question here, but it's a fun one. All right, and then hopefully John will jump on here. We're just waiting for him, but here's my theoretical question for all of you, and then we'll go in the same order, I guess. If I gave you enough money to build a casino, where in the world would you build it?
Oh my God.
That's a good question. Ooh.
It's kind of like tying in, like, where's your favorite place in the world? Where would you want to go vacation? You know, things like that. So, yeah, where would you like to build your casino?
I would have to go with Aruba. I've had the chance to work in Aruba in the casinos a couple of times, a couple different occasions, a couple different jobs. And Aruba casinos are like no other. They are very much still, how can I put it? They're not regulated quite the way Vegas casinos are. So it's a little bit more the Wild West. And it's in Aruba, which is easily one of my favorite places in the world. So I'd have to say Aruba. I'd have an Aruba casino.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Aruba.
Yeah.
I
It's
just,
nice.
it is. Yeah, no, we had when I worked on the ships, we were going through there quite a few times. So then we would actually go to the mall, and Heather, like, if ever you wanted to be like embarrassed on stick, you would have to work in Aruba, because they actually gave you like a microphone headset. So then when you're like calling out like the calls and everything, everybody in the mall could hear you. It was like insane. So
Wow.
That's cool.
how embarrassing could that be, right? Just like,
Well,
Yeah,
if
and
you're
you-
bad at stick calls.
yeah, for sure. Like, you know me, I was like, well, no, you don't know me, but like when I was like first dealing, I'm like, when 19, it was 19 when I was first dealing craps, and like my voice would crack so much. So, like, can you imagine me on sticks, like 5? Yeah, no, definitely not what I would want if I was on sticks.
Aw, and how many 53-year-old women like went, oh,
Yeah, not that many. Not that many. I'm sure John. Hopefully, John comes on, because he's definitely got a story there. You just reminded me of one that he told me, which is really funny. But anyways, let's move on. So Aruba is a really good selection. How about you, Heather?
I'm going to go in the same direction as Angela went in. I'm going to say, and I'm probably going to butcher the name because I've never been there. I've only seen it on Instagram, so I've only seen the words. I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it Maldives? Is that right?
Maldives.
Maldives. That's where
Maldives.
I would do it.
Ooh.
Because that looks so gorgeous.
Oh.
Or Bora Bora.
Oh.
Mhm.
Wow.
One of the two.
Wow. You'd have like super luxury players taking their junkets in, and
Perfect. High rollers.
Oh,
Man.
gosh.
You're going to have a casino. Why not?
yeah. Good call.
Sorry, yeah, you said junkets. I'm like, oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you meant something else. Taking something else in. But anyways, moving on.
Junk coming up next. on the casino pitch.
Oh boy. All right, Michelle.
I think my brain is far too analytical for this question because I'm like trying to think about the economics of it and the regulation side. I'm like this is just the way my brain works, right? So, but I'm not very much of a world traveler, and I'm not big on hot weather. So my brain goes to places like Vancouver Island or California coast or something like that, where the weather is temperate and I want to be there. But I have no idea if there's a market for casinos in those two areas. So yeah, that's just where I'd like to be.
Oh yeah. Well, no, it's still a good answer. For me, I would probably say Hawaii, and I think that's where I totally want to build a casino there. I mean, there's a lot of gamblers there already, but it's not really about that. It's just about the location.
Yeah. Which
So-
island?
In the
Oh,
volcano? Next to the volcano?
Oh, like, yeah, in Hilo? Yeah, no, for sure. No, no, somewhere in the middle there. I don't know.
In the middle of the volcano?
Yeah,
Okay.
I have
You
a.
get all the idiot Vegas travelers who are like, when does the volcano go off? You're like, yeah, man, it's got the mirage. Like, this is not the volcano.
Yeah, we already got something like this back home. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm not impressed. I touched lava and I'm gonna sue you.
Oh my god.
What's wrong with you?
You're oh man. So yeah, no. What I'm thinking is, I'm thinking about actually, I saw some pictures of Vegas back in the day, like in the 60s, and when they were like in the pools and they were like playing craps or they're playing blackjack in the pool. Like I totally think about that, but like in Hawaii, like in the waters, just like out there in the coast. Yeah, sit on a dolphin. Yeah, for sure. You know, like that. Yeah. It'll be fun. People would love it.
Have the dolphin deal a game.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
So you, I was with you until you started talking about dolphins, but they're nasty little critters. Seriously, everybody I hope nobody's listening that's offended. I don't think you should like kill them or eat them as tuna or anything, but like they're one of 2 mammals on Earth that rape for fun. So yay, dolphins! Like,
are you serious?
Look me up. I
am so Googling that.
Google it.
I shouldn't Google that because then I won't unsee it.
Right.
I don't want to see dolphin rape.
You can't unsee it. And they have prehensile equipment, so they can get, evil.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all you people out there who are listening who are like, I'm saving up to swim with the dolphin. Good luck. Have fun. Have fun. Because there'll be memories you can never forget.
When you're swimming with the dolphins, don't make certain movements. Otherwise, they might think you're another dolphin. And
right? Evil little critters, man. Seriously, I don't know. Like a dolphin was mean to my mom or something. I don't know, but like. So I was with you on your casino idea until then, Jay.
Until I said sit on a dolphin. Yeah, okay.
No.
Fair enough. I mean, to each their own. Like you have your own opinions on dolphins. And
You won't make it mandatory.
Yeah.
I don't ever think I'll look at a Lisa Frank sticker like the same way ever again.
Oh no. Not after you watch one of those videos. You won't. I mean, you may have to burn your whole hard drive. So don't say I didn't warn you. But it's real, it's science fact. I mean, I don't know if Bill Nye's ever done an episode about it, but we could scar a whole new generation.
Oh, I love it.
Holy smokes.
Casinos.
Yeah, where do we go from there? It's like Heather, do not.
I don't think that
segues
segues into anything.
Yeah. Be careful what you Google there, Heather, because maybe like the FBI will like come knocking on your door and it's like, I don't know what you're really searching there, but
dude, the next thing that's gonna happen is Pornhub's gonna come up with dolphin rape as like one of their sections ever.
It might be. It very well might be.
They probably have it. They have everything. They have horses probably. So why not dolphins?
Why not?
Jay, you're losing them here, Jay.
Okay. So you're all very entwined with the casino life and the entertainment. So it's a little bit different now, and with COVID and everything happening, we're coming back to like a nice restart. So now my question for you is, what's something that you'd bring back to the entertainment industry that's not currently there right now?
True lounges. Vegas in 50s, 60s, and 70s, we were known for our lounges, and people like Cookie Jar, who are kind of living relics. But at the time, they could draw people in, and the lounges were brilliant. That whole loss leader idea, but they still made more than their money back because of the alcohol. And just if you keep people in your casino longer, you make money off of them. It's such a basic thing that casino execs seems to have forgotten. But the lounges, like I wish I was old enough to have been around during the true lounge era instead of just hear about it from like my mentors. But yes, bring back the lounges. The 2-drink minimum kind of lounge. And have a lounge act in there 24/7, and different ones, of course. I'm not saying you should shackle someone in there, but people like Wayne Newton and again Cookie Jar and the Safaris, and I'm trying to think some of the other really famous ones, the Tremolos. They were part of what created Las Vegas mythology, and people still think of that when they make a Vegas movie. That still exists, but you come here and it doesn't exist in reality anymore. I got here at the tail end of it. So I'm lucky enough I got to do it super, super briefly before it was just gone and before it was replaced by either just DJs or just nothing. With Caesars Entertainment, making the announcement, 2 weeks ago or whatever, that they were just doing away with all entertainment after the Eldorado merge. That's just gone. You know, they're doing away with Cleopatra's Barge and all these different lounges. So, oddly serious after dolphin conversations. But yes, I would bring back the lounges. I really hope they do.
How about you, Heather?
Convention bands.
Ooh.
Yeah, specifically 88 miles per hour. They need to bring that back to the conventions.
Mwah, thank you. Thank you. I love you. Yes. Oh my gosh. And not just for me, but for all the other people that sing in these as well or work in them. But yes, bring back convention bands.
Can you explain that a little bit? I'm not familiar with what you're talking about.
So a lot of the bigger conventions, and I'm using that term interchangeably with trade show, but the conventions, trade shows, either at the end of the night for all 4 nights they run, or the end of whatever their last night is, they used to hire bands, and they would have a whole entertainment evening, and it was to celebrate the people who were there. And so whatever it was, there'd be some kind of courtyard or some kind of stage set up in the middle of one of the ballrooms or something, and you'd have convention bands, and you'd be in there, and your whole job was just to help people celebrate after a week of pretty intense hard work. And sometimes you'd be part of, again, lotteries and raffles and things like that, depending on who was part of it. So you were also being a little bit of a host, or, telling people where they could go to get their freebies or whatever it was they had to do. But yeah, that was your job, was to get those literally sometimes 25,000 conventioneers to come in and just drink and dance and have fun and then go off into the casinos for the rest of the night. So convention bands, you could make a whole living just being a convention band or a corporate band. And I loved it. Yes, I'm with Heather on that one. Yes, thank you. Your mouth to God's ear, pretty girl. Like, let that come back.
How about you, Michelle? What would you want with that?
I am totally drawing a blank, honestly. I think I've just been out for too long. I haven't really. I can't come up with something.
I think you have to think of it more as a player than a dealer. Let's see. For me, like if I want to be specific, I actually miss like the karaoke nights at Planet Hollywood. That was like something that I really loved, and then that was just something that was like kind of regular and it's just normal and it's something that you could do. If it was, I had a really good one before, and now I can't. Because you said you were drawing a blank, now I'm drawing a blank, but that's something that would bring back.
Sorry.
It's not there now. Oh, man. Okay, now I have to think about it.
I'd also have to put in like shows in casinos. Back in the true era of Vegas as an entertainment place. And again, I'm sorry, I'm being so specific to Vegas. I know
no, you're right.
Doesn't apply quite as much to like the casinos in Cincinnati, but every place had a show. So Rio had Show in the Sky, and we literally had, miles of tracks and a ship that would come out of it, and they would change what that show was. But it would be singers and dancers and beads. And then at Caesars, you had talking statues that would come on every 15 minutes. And the volcanoes would go off, and there was the pirate show at Treasure Island that then turned into the Sexy Sirens of TI. But so there was these live. I know I don't like that particular show either, but I love the idea that it existed. Yeah, Sexy Sirens was. No offense to any of the girls who were in it, you all did a great job.
Yeah. It was definitely just the writing.
Yeah, the idea that you could just walk from property to property, and there was free entertainment, and it brought you in. People would literally just, I'm going to Caesars just to see the statues or just to take a picture with the Centurion. And well, then you're there, you're going to drop $20 in a machine, and now you're hungry, so you're going to go to the food court or a restaurant. And I really think they should bring that back. We're really missing a trick by not having that stuff.
Yeah. Okay. See, and then after you said that, and then it just reminded me. Yeah. So earlier on in the podcast, like we had a special for the month, and we had I brought in an actual Vegas showgirl, and that was really cool. And that just reminded me. It's like, yeah, you know what? Those traditional shows, because there aren't any showgirl shows anymore.
No.
And I'm not talking about like fantasy or the kind of like
those are showgirls.
Yeah, exactly.
They're performers, but they're not showgirls.
Exactly. So like the traditional ones that you would see like back in like where they were highly regarded and it was very classy. I think that's missing, and like especially in Vegas, right? But that's something that I definitely want to bring back to the entertainment industry. Those shows. So
good call. Yes, those big shows like that. Absolutely, they were beautiful. You know, and they were unique. They were another thing that made it unique. You know, especially as online gaming becomes more and more prevalent and more ubiquitous everywhere you go now, that's legalizing at least parts of it. You need to offer people something special to get them out of their house and into a physical property. And that's the kind of thing, you know, a beautiful girl in a 20-pound headdress. Well, that's pretty spectacular.
Oh, yeah. Yep, absolutely. I agree. Okay.
So get your headdress on, Heather, because you got to bring people in. So, back to it. Come on.
I would drop. I would fall.
I know,
that thing,
you're so petite that like that would break your neck.
It would break my neck. It totally would. That or the heels. One of the two.
Oh, Heather in heels. God bless.
Yeah, no. Give me boots.
Yeah.
All right, so we're halfway through the show, guys. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Thank you for saying hi in the comments. We if you guys have anything that you want to say, just put them in the comments. We do have our other co-host ready to go, I believe. No. Okay. Yeah. Oh no, you're just like, yeah, you're not moving. Yeah. Wave? Nope, no wave. Okay, I'm just gonna bring you on right now. Hello. Let's bring on Tardy John.
Bad John.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about this. Yeah, it's kind of crazy tonight. So if things go wrong, they will go wrong. So it did happen. So hopefully you can hear me. My Wi-Fi is terrible right now.
Well, no, we can hear you. That's good.
Oh, for people who are just listening and not watching, your Wi-Fi is terrible, Tardy John. You look like a really bad dubbed like Korean movie where the lips and the sound are just off, and then you can still hear the talking, but they're already into the kung fu fighting. So
yeah, I'm gonna jump off and see if I can fix it. Otherwise, it's very bad.
Oh, when he comes back on, he's going to have like the stars and the weapons and the, nunchucks and everything in the size.
That is okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. I can edit this part out in the podcast. It's fine. So, do it every week anyways. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just totally kidding. Yeah. So no, like again, thank you both for coming on. Yeah, it's nice to not be the only guy. So hopefully, John, you can kind of hurry and jump back on here. So
I ganged up on you too badly. Come on.
Yeah, no, not at all. It's just yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, we talked. You know what? I just want to keep going with like the 80s questions because I really love the fact that you're an 80s singer. So that's I love the throwbacks.
Me too. I own way too much neon and like I have one whole, so I'm a performer by trade, and so one whole closet in my house is just costumes and wigs, and like one half of that whole closet is nothing but 80s things. So if you open it up, it's like Madonna-esque tutus and fingerless gloves and
nice.
That's awesome.
It's yeah. But then every now and then you're like, oh, I'm going to a nice dinner with my family. I'm up in the lair.
I gotta ask because I'm curious. Okay, do you have the Madonna cone with the bra?
No, the cone bra actually came in the 90s.
Oh,
it was designed by Jean-Paul Gaultier, and I believe it came during the Blonde Ambition tour.
Okay.
But yeah, so
I just got schooled.
But I do have the full Madonna, the double fishnet that's off one side, the fingerless gloves, the tutu, and the multi-crosses. I have that whole outfit. So
that's awesome.
Cool.
You can't dry clean these things, by the way, people. I went to a tutu at a show, and it was a small stage. So, you're right on the front of the stage because I'm that kind of performer, and you're and you're singing with people, and they're dancing, and they're throwing drinks around. And by the time I got home, I was like, how do you wash a tutu? So yeah, little tip to people, you can't dry clean them. I took it to the dry cleaner, and even here in Vegas, they were like, no. They were like, you take this home and we'll light it. So I did. It was never the same after that. I think it still smells of Jack Daniels. But
well, if I was ever considering buying a tutu, I now will not be buying one.
No, just keep your beverage off the front of it. I mean, the good thing about it was as all those various alcohols dried around the bottom of my tutu, it just got like stiffer and stiffer, which just makes it tutu more and more like sticky outy, which was kind of a desirable effect. So
was it like one of those, remember in elementary school where you would make the ghost by doing exactly that? You would put a piece of fabric like the tutu and make it like, remember, it was just like that.
You did a lot like that. Yes. Okay. And by the end of the night, I looked just as good. And let's be honest, most 80s clothing, like actual 80s clothing, because you can still buy a lot of 80s clothing if you just, go online and thread up and things like that. There's a lot of it hanging out there. So I have quite a few actual 80s prom dresses that I wear as costumes. They made dresses out of literal plastic in the 80s. I don't know why, but I have 2 dresses that are made out of actual, like, totally flammable plastic. And you get on stage and you're just like, I look so cool. I'm gonna die. So it's not that I'm like that nervous or that out of shape, but I am sweating that much because I'm wearing what's in effect like a non-breathable double pan garbage bag.
Well, thank goodness in 2021 that they use their phone lights instead of lighters. If they use lighters, then that'd be a problem.
Oh my God. I would get so many headlines though. They'd be like, Vegas people, and we have quite a few Vegas singers who, if they did still use real lighters, their amount of plastic they've had injected into them, they would
Yep.
Angela, did you ever have the big hair when you were performing?
Oh yeah. I own a 4-plate crimper. So I can do the whole giant, and again, people are just listening can't see, but I have big bangs anyway, and these mothers turn into some good mall bangs. So that's actually why I have them as long and ridiculous as they are, is truly. Before I was doing an 80s band, and Heather can vouch, I didn't have bangs. Yep. But yeah, I needed them enough for doing the 80s big hair. So, and I must own 4 different blue eyeshadows and the whole thing. But it would have been fun to be in the casinos in the 80s too. I mean, I know that wasn't quite like, the heyday of a lot of them, but still it would have been fun. They were bringing all the junkets in and, I don't know, they were doing cocaine right off your table. Good tips, right? I had someone try to do cocaine off my table, and let me tell you, it did not end up with good tips. So it's not the 80s anymore. So.
Did it end up with security?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And they were not going to stop. So I pulled out the plunger, people like the loose side plunger that you put the money down into the box in. I literally pulled out the top of it and used the rounded part. I turned it on its side like the letter T, and I just smacked their hand because I didn't know what else to do. They literally put cocaine on my blackjack table. And I was like, I don't want to touch it. And I don't want to and I really want them to leave. And security is taking, it probably took them 45 seconds, and in that situation, it feels like an eternity. You're watching time go in halves. And I literally said, the plunger out, just start smacking their hand. I thought about it, I was like, that was probably not the way to deal with it.
Well, I mean, that was a reaction, right? I mean, you were reacting to what was going on.
It was an honest reaction, but all I could think was, oh my God, I was like so afraid they were gonna like sneeze and the Coke was gonna go everywhere. And, I would like every after school special you ever saw, all I could think was, oh my God, I'm gonna spend the rest of my life addicted to cocaine. Put it on the table, you know. That's how it worked in the 80s, boys and girls.
That is so funny.
Someone passed it around you, you were addicted. That was it. Your teeth were going to fall out. So,
you know how they say there's cocaine and money and paper money? It's the same with Las Vegas casino tables. There's cocaine in the casino tables because they never clean them.
Yes. Yeah. It's so true. People don't realize they never, ever clean the chips. Ever.
Oh, no, never.
Ever. They'll replace them when they are absolutely forced, but yet they never, until COVID, they were never cleaned. So some of these chips have been on a table for literally over a decade. Think about that.
Before COVID, the only time the chips were clean is if a beer or alcohol was spilled in the chip rack. That was the only time. And I had that happen once. I started off with a white rag, and by the end of it, it was so black and gross and disgusting. It literally changed my view of like the chips and washing my hands and all of that.
Yes. I used to bite my nails years ago, and let me tell you what, you work in a casino for 2 days, you will never, ever bite your fingernails again. It is just the most disgusting thing. Like, and or God love them, the dealers that would have those big fake nails.
Yes.
You can't properly clean between the nail and the acrylic. And it was just, I mean, hey, your hands look great, ladies, but oh my God, you're spreading the plague.
I had this one pit manager, pit supervisor, and her fingernails, they were real, completely 100% real. They went like that. Like they were like, were they?
Like a harpy eagle's talon?
Yeah, but she could cut chips. Like she could cut chips with those. And I'm like, how do you cut chips when your nails are like, you know, this?
Wow.
And she could do it.
That's pretty badass, actually.
Yeah, she told me that. I'm like, I don't believe you. I want to see it.
Yeah.
She's like, okay.
Wow. Did she have like a weird callus on the inside of her finger or something from like changing her nail?
No, she did it with her nail, but it was like really weird how she did it. But she did it. It worked. So it's like, I stand corrected.
Right.
I take it back. Yeah.
All right. So just on that note, dealing with long, beautiful nails and being able to chip cut with them, let's just bring John back in here. There we go.
Speaking of long,
John, you
nails.
missed it. Right? You missed all of the makeup and beauty advice.
So sorry. I have to relocate to a different part of my house.
We could have talked about doing your nails.
Now I'm going to have to download it so I can see the...
It's now.
Yeah, I could tell you a story about when I had a full... I did once have a full body wax on a radio. That was an experience.
Oh, I remember that.
Wow.
Full?
All of you.
Yes.
Like everything?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of a long story. Basically, I was in a radio competition for the chance to win $25,000. I went on there and they gave me a full body wax live on the radio.
Oh my God.
When my wife was there. It was a weird scenario, really. So I was getting ready to go to work. I was still in the casinos at the time. So I was getting ready to work. And my wife phones me up and she said, "Hey, John, would you have a full body wax?" And it was weird because the night before we kind of had an argument, so we weren't talking. And I was like, "What do you mean?" So it was all kind of suspicious and thrown off because she was being so nice to me. And I'm like, "We were just arguing. What's going on here? I'm all confused." So she said, just talk about it. And she said, "Just say yes or no." I said, "Well, I don't know, maybe." She said, "Just say yes or no." I said, "Maybe for charity." She said, "No, John, just say yes." Okay, yeah. I cut in and I was like, "Hey, John, you're on blah, 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 whatever radio show it is. Will you come in tomorrow for the chance to win $25,000? and I have a full body wax. And I was like, yeah, sure. And the guy was like, are you kind of sick and perverted? I was like, not really, but yeah, I'll come in. So then I had to go to work that day and say, hey, I got to take the day off because I'm having a full body wax on the radio. And I went, oh my God, what have I admitted to doing? I was like, so then I went to the radio station. My wife was with me, and as I walk in, there's these two like really pretty girls there. And I was like, oh no, this is going to be terrible. I don't believe I put myself into this. And the first thing they said was, oh, we're not going to do around there. You know, like kind of like the waist area. So I was like, okay, thank God for that. So basically, I had to slip around in my boxer shorts. Oh, so yeah, they took everything. Honest to God, my eyebrows in one go, everything. And all it left me with was basically below where the shorts were. So after it took 3 hours to, and it was terrible. They kept coming on the radio. Guys were like, John, what's it feel like to lose your eyebrows? I'd be like, oh my God, it's terrible. So anyway, yeah. So I went home and they gave me a coupon. They said, hey, here's a 10% off if you want to come back. I was like, I would never want to see you ever again.
You got the worst prize ever, $25,000 or 10% off coupon.
Yeah, so when I went home, I had a shower and they gave me this cream to rub all over me. So I went in the shower and it looked like I had hairy shorts on because that was the only hair on my entire body was where my shorts were. Everything else was completely bald. It was the strangest thing ever.
I remember when that happened because I used to listen to that radio station at the time that you did that. And I was listening and I called Alex and I'm like, Alex, I'm pretty sure John is on the radio getting a full body wax for the contest. He's like, turns on the radio. He's like, that's definitely John.
Well, because Colin phoned me up while I was there. And he goes, John, I know it's you. I'm hearing you on the radio.
I bet you were thrilled that they let you keep your pants on, though. I thought it was going to be a full Brazilian.
But think about it. Like, I mean, in a way, they did his wife dirty. Because if you're going to send him to a full body wax, you want him to come back with eyebrows, but not like, woo-hoo, like, come on. If you're going to do that, like,
yes.
I don't know. That's just wrong.
Yes.
I remember going, because I had to go back to work after this. So I went back to work, and I remember I got all this dust in my eyes because I had no eyebrows. And I couldn't stop blinking, so nobody wanted to look me in the face. I looked at this literally like the hills of eyes. This like there's all blood, and I couldn't stop blinking. It was like,
oh my God.
People were just like, oh, okay, I'll just go over here.
Oh my God!
Oh man, so
did it itch as it grew back out? Like, were you scratching compulsively, like you had scabies?
Oh God, yeah, it was awful. You know what? I'm on a hard drive somewhere. I've still got the whole like MP3. And they posted it. And this competition, they had all these awful things to do, right? And so one guy had to give his friend a prostate exam. One guy gave his mum a Brazilian. It was all these crazy stunts for the chance to win 25,000, right? And there was another one. He had to eat a foot-long hot dog, the fastest. So essentially, what happened? All of these guys, we had to go to this nightclub, and we had to walk around. It was packed. And they were going to do a draw for the 25,000. And we had to wear these kind of like labels saying what it was we did. So strangers were coming up to me going, I can't believe you had their full body wax on the radio. And, I met Ollie goes, oh, you're the prostate guy. And, oh, yeah. So we ran around.
Terrible competition.
Oh, yeah. So we had to stand up on stage and they had this drum, like those big mesh drums, they spin it and they pull the name out. So there was all these envelopes on the wall. And they spun it. Mine was the second out, and they went, "Don't worry, all the envelopes are full of cash. Just grab your one." And so I'm like, "Okay." So I grabbed it. I went to the bar. I had $150, and my bar bill that night, was $145. So basically, I won $5.
Wow. Even for a guaranteed $25,000, I'm not going to give my grandpa a sensual massage. And then weird ass thing you guys were doing for the chance at $5. Like,
yeah,
John, you're a cheap dick.
It was quite an experience. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wow.
No.
Jay, you're muted, dude.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. Oh man. Good. That's good. You didn't want to hear my like snorting when John was like telling his whole story. So I'm glad everybody on the podcast didn't
No
hear
horrible
that.
thing.
Yeah. Now that John's on, this is Ask the Panel Anything. So we'll just leave that ticker just scrolling on the bottom there. John, you missed the conversation, but we'll do another question, kind of 80s related. How about this? And let's go counterclockwise. Yeah. Let's start with Angela again. Okay. Angela, what's your favorite 80s movie?
Oh, good one. Oh, good. Oh, there's so many. Sorry, that it's not that I'm blanking. It's which of these are amazing because there were so many good ones that came out in the 80s. Oh, you're killing me. You're killing me, Smalls.
Okay, pass.
It's probably the Never-Ending Story.
Never-Ending Story.
No, wow. 80s. That one's not from the 80s. Oh, it's a good one.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's a good one. Heather?
So it would be between two of them. It would either be the Goonies or it would be Labyrinth. And I think I'm going to have to pick Labyrinth because Labyrinth is the only movie I've actually memorized from start to finish, like the entire movie. I could actually recite it.
Yes, you're so right. I take back my answer and Heather, because David Bowie in baseball pants and a cod piece is chef's kiss perfect. I take it back.
Okay.
Good call, Heather.
All right, John, how about you?
I think Breakfast Club was pretty cool. We introduced my kids to Breakfast Club. That was pretty cool. But there was loads of those ones. What else? Lost Boys was pretty cool. I do like Goonies. I like Goonies. Goonies was fun.
Yeah, Goonies was good.
Mm-hmm.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That was another good one.
Oh, yeah. Nice call. Michelle?
Can I name like 10? Is that honestly? How do you name like favorite 80s movies? Can't Buy Me Love, Top Gun, Short Circuit, Rain Man. Like, there's so many good 80s movies.
Oh, I had a little gray hamster named Johnny 5, and I knew I'd be friends with somebody who got the reference.
I've seen Short Circuit so many times growing up. I just love that movie as a kid and as a grown-up.
There's so many great movies where in there, things like Short Circuit, where they cancel them now, but I don't care. It's still amazing. I'm with you. What a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Jay?
Me. Go ahead, John.
Oh.
No, sorry, Jay. You go ahead.
Oh, no. I'll say one, and I'm pretty happy with my choice. Karate Kid.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
What are you going to say, John?
I'm going to say Highlander. And the only reason I remember this, I saw a thing on Facebook, and it had an emoji, like a picture of a Highlander car. And it had usually you have there's like two adults and a number of kids, or they have those sticky things on the back of the car. And it had one person with a head and then 5 or 6 other ones without a head. It said there can be only one.
There can be only one.
Yeah, and then I realized, it's Highlander, so it made complete sense.
Highlander. I gotta be honest, I missed everything he was saying except heads and then Highlander, but I'm with you. All right. I mean, Christopher Lambert is amazing, but the TV shows where Adrian Paul was in like slow-mo and always wet doing martial arts, like my mom and I bonded over those times. So great show.
That's awesome.
Nobody watched it for anything except that. I don't care what you say.
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it for that. Maybe I did. I don't know now. Now I have to rewatch it. You guys are, that's hilarious. Heather, I'm telling you, every time you're on, it's ridiculous. We're all over the place. I don't know how much casino talk we had on this episode, but
we talk about casinos a lot.
Yeah, we do anyways, right? Yeah. No, thanks guys for being on. Totally appreciate it. Thanks everyone for just being good sports about this. It's a nice Wednesday. We weren't really doing anything crazy today. I knew like there was going to be a bunch of people on. Like, so Mike took the day off. He's just kind of relaxing. Danny will be on probably a bit later. So I know like she was online for a bit. Yeah, and I'm just asking you fun questions because I don't want to get too political or anything like that. Because like
No, none of that.
I think we were. I don't know. We had like a nice like light conversation about like tips, and then it kind of went all over the place. So I was like, no, let's not do that.
No. No, part of the joy of like in an ideal world, part of the joy of the casino is that it's an escape from all of that. It's supposed to be a respite from the rest of the world. It's supposed to be entertainment and fun and the possibility of winning and doing something, something better and bigger and different. So you're not supposed to be thinking about politics and bills and all that stuff while you're in there. So yeah, keep fun.
I always thought casinos were kind of a suspension of reality, right? Because you go in there, and it's like there's no clocks. Usually there's no windows, and you go in there, and it's just kind of like decompress from what's outside and just have some fun. And it's supposed to be entertaining and just kind of like a stopgap from some of the shitty stuff that may be happening outside, right?
Amen.
And then 3 days later, you stumble out and wander home.
Exactly.
Yeah. And exactly. Sometimes you wake up somewhere else who you're not supposed to be, or you're not supposed to be with.
You kick a pile of dirty clothes, and it's actually someone who's been sleeping on your couch for the past 3 days. It's all good. It's all good.
Yes. So just on that point, we're talking about like different themes, and all over Vegas, there's like every casino has their own theme, right? We had this place in the mall, and it was like Fantasyland Hotel, and like you could go and like choose whatever floor it was. It was always like a different theme room. So there's a whole bunch of different kinds of, didn't matter whatever you wanted to do. You want the Hollywood room, the Tiki Tiki room, whatever. There's different.
Are you talking about the green room?
The green room? No.
The green door?
The green door? No.
Oh, am I thinking of the green door? Did I screw that up?
Yeah,
Oops, I screwed that up.
I
was trying to make it funny and I screwed that up.
That's a different kind of pit podcast.
So okay, back to my question. We have like about 20 minutes after, but so because John and I think Michelle was on for an episode or two about this, and we kind of talked about cruise life and how come like Disney didn't have a casino, right? I mean, there's reasons why, but it would just be hilarious if we could have like Mickey dealing craps on stick, where he's like, "Oh, suck it out." So
that would be really cool.
So my question for all of you that are on tonight: what kind of theme would you want that you haven't seen yet at a casino? Example, Disney or a Hollywood theme? What, even like a TV show, you could talk about like, an 80s theme, because we're talking about 80s today, but
right.
Yeah. So we don't have to go in order because you guys have to think about this, right? Yeah, Heather, there we go.
Okay, so mine would be my theme would be the 7 deadly sins.
Ooh.
Yeah, because you have gluttony, so the buffet. You have you could hit all of them. You know what I mean, and get all of them in a casino. So I would have each section.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Right.
7 deadly sins.
What's in the box? Oh no!
What's in the box?
What's in the box? 7 out. I was like,
Sir, you've been 86 from this casino permanently.
Yeah.
Anybody else thinking of anything fun? I mean, 7 is.
I like music themed rooms.
Yeah.
Like if you went there, it'd be like, this would be like 60s music. It'd be like, everybody be dressed like the dealers, whatever, the people who work there would dress like 60s. Or if it was like, you'd go to another party, it'd be like the 70s, so the music would be 70s, the theme. Like, I would think that'd be kind of cool because, there's certain people who like certain music from certain eras, right? And be like, hey, I can go there, listen to all this music, and people would be kind of, especially if they, because, like if they acted like they were from that time period too, right?
Yeah.
Kind of fun.
That would be fun. That'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'd love to see a casino that was an actual, I mean, this isn't particularly creative, but I'd love to see a casino that went back to being a true vintage Vegas casino. You know, where the black and white dealers have their arm garters on and you have to be dressed properly to get in and things are treated the way they were then. You got cocktail servers and either some crazy themed costume or, you know, the ankle length black dresses with the slits up the side of their hip bones. But the whole thing, just a proper old Vegas casino. You know, again, like what we see in the movies and what we think it's like. And unfortunately, you get here and it's a bunch of people in like bathroom slippers and their pajama pants. But I'd love to see a casino that was really that old kind of casino, you know, and the $3.99 buffet. And I'd love to see that. I'd go.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
Oh,
Michelle, anything?
I don't know if I know, like some of these might exist. I don't know. I haven't been to Vegas in a long time, so I don't really know what themes there are out there. But lots of movies come to mind, right? Like, like maybe like comic books, like superheroes or something like that. That might be cool.
Oh, wait, say that again. You kind of cut out. Unless everyone else.
I said Star Wars and maybe like comic books, like superheroes in some fashion.
Oh yeah,
That'd be cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
A Comic-Con
really
casino.
A what kind?
There you go.
Yes.
He said Comic-Con.
Comic-Con.
You know,
Comic-Con. That would be fun. The casinos here aren't as themed as they used to be. And we're getting more and more and more away from that.
Yep.
So, you know, one of the cool things about Caesars, everybody knows, you know, Jay Sarno literally had every detail from the menus and the matchbooks all the way up was themed. And now you go in and the cocktail servers still kind of have a Grecian outfit and that's about it. So we don't really have that intense theming anymore. So I'd love to see us go back to even what it was. So yeah, they've got carte blanche to do it because no one's really doing it anymore.
Like they got away from it. Like that was the 90s thing, and now they want to try to get away from that and do the Venetian Wynn Bellagio thing, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, the Wynn and the Bellagio are beautiful, but that's it. It's a pretty high-end building with lots of cream furniture.
Yeah,
and you're like, okay, and now what? I want to see like costumes.
Super expensive shops that you can't even go into because if you touch anything, you're going to break it, and it's $10,000 minimum.
Right. Yeah. I don't need to go buy an $8,000 pen.
No. Or a $25,000 watch. No.
Right? Yes. Yes.
Wow. That's pretty crazy. Let's see. For me, I think that I'm probably stealing this from like Night at the Roxbury, but like at the end, they like had this nightclub, right? And the nightclub was outside. You know? And I was like, oh man, I think anything like, I mean, weather permitting, obviously, I think Vegas would probably be the ideal place, but to have like an outdoor casino, I think that would be pretty cool. And I mean,
do air conditioning.
That's true. So maybe Vegas isn't the ideal place, but I mean, like, there's a lot of factors that are like in this. It's like, oh, how are you going to do surveillance? I need like people are ask me these questions. So, but I think it would just be cool to just have like, you know, fresh air and like play a game.
Not at 120 degrees in the summer.
Yeah, that's not fresh. It's like
It's not.
I don't know.
It's true. It was what, 106 here today or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't have air conditioning in my car, and I had to go drive today.
What? Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh my God, that's just torture.
Oh yeah, my doctor's appointments all across the valley and no air conditioning. So it was like a 40-minute drive and no air conditioning, and the sun's beating down on me, and I'm just like, oh, this is awesome.
Oh my God. So your car seat just has like a permanent salt water imprint.
Well, when I got out, the whole backside of me was like wet. It's
so true.
true. Yeah.
Oh, you poor thing.
What was horrible is the doctor's office. So the first thing they do when you get there is check your temperature.
Right. Right. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you learn to never wear like a flesh color t-shirt. And you're going to end up looking like you have giant belly. Because the way shoulders and your back are when you sit, that's what like touches the car seat. So no. You do it once and you'll never do it again. Yep. And you see someone do it and you go, Vegas newbie.
Yep. Speaking of Vegas newbie in the summer, like anyone who has leather seats in their car in the summer in Las Vegas has never been in Las Vegas in the summer before.
No. I agree. They might be pretty, but you putting some cheap Walmart cover over them by the second day.
Dude, you are gonna burn. You are gonna cry.
Oh my
That's
God.
gonna be so freaking hot.
Oh.
Wow. That's awesome. So, yeah. Sorry, John, were you saying something?
Sorry.
No, it was funny because, like you're complaining about how hot there is in Vegas. Sometimes we complain about how there is up there in Canada when, sometimes we get something like minus 40, Fahrenheit, same as Celsius, whatever. And I remember the first time I spoke to my in-laws, my wife and I were in Australia talking to, and I have family there, and it was Christmas Day. And by the time, because of the time difference, it was very late at night there, and I was very drunk, to be honest. And my in-laws, we were phoning here in Edmonton, and it was, I think it was like minus 35, minus 38 here, like Celsius, and it was like plus 35, plus 38 degrees there in Australia. So we were like completely opposite, but all of us were complaining about the weather. And I hadn't met my wife, my in-laws at the time. They weren't actually my in-laws. This was the first time I had a conversation with them. I was kind of drunk, and I was like, "Yep, I'm going to Vegas, taking your daughter to Vegas. We're getting married by Elvis." And they're like, "Put Rhonda on the phone." I was like, no, honestly, she's just drunk in the car and she fell asleep. No, honestly, I swear to God, you're going to love me. You're going to love me. We're going to Vegas. And all he wanted to do was not speak to me. It was so funny.
Oh my God. That is funny.
They like me now, though.
They like you now? Yeah. Hopefully after
Only
how
took
many
like
years?
25 years or so.
Exactly.
25 years.
You realize you probably weren't going anywhere after, year 21. So.
Sorry, I forgot. Before we move on, John, happy birth yesterday.
Happy birthday!
Yes.
Happy birthday. It's your birthday. I shouldn't sing.
Oh.
You look exactly the same.
Pictures will be there.
Yes,
I haven't changed
absolutely.
a bit.
No, those are all 8 identical photos of you.
And you're like looking at that going, which one is John way too drunk? Yeah. Which one is John way too drunk and shouldn't be allowed out inside? So yeah.
The cartoon one.
The
Definitely.
other one on the the other far right, I'm in the south of France. So that was cool. That was a fun time.
That's awesome. Anyways, no. Did you do anything fun yesterday?
No, not too much. Like the shutdown. I didn't want to go out really, so I was like, I just stayed home, did some stuff. We barbecued. I drank beer. I dropped lots of hints that if I didn't get ice cream cake, I would be very, very upset. So I got.
Did you get one?
So I'm 53 and I had an ice cream cake, so I was okay.
Awesome. Very cool.
John, my wedding cake was an ice cream cake.
Yes.
That's awesome.
We literally just got my brother-in-law an ice cream cake like 2 weeks ago for his 41st birthday. So it didn't matter. People are wanting ice cream cake. And
Yeah.
we did the same thing. It was like, what do you want for your birthday? Nothing. But And then of course it gets more and more specific, the hints as time goes on. I was like, oh, you want an ice cream cake? Baskin Robbins has really good ones.
Yep.
Hint taken.
And they'll do any ice cream.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He got like
I used to work there. I could tell you some stories, actually.
Ooh.
No, not good stories. Stories that will make you go, I don't want to go in there.
Oh no. Okay, don't tell them. I don't want to
Okay.
know.
Okay.
Buy like all 31 flavors at once. Was your ice cream cake a cool shape, John? Was it like a puppy or anything cool, or just a
It was
cake?
an Edmonton Oilers themed one, so it was a kind of a hockey themed one. But I think it was for a child because it had like little rings on it, and I tried to put them on, and it couldn't fit anything. So I was just gonna, in the end, they became earrings. I just like attached them to my ear. So yeah.
That's so funny.
So talking about cakes, well, I got married here in Edmonton. My wife is from Edmonton, so so my wife organised everything. We used to work on a ship, most of you know this. So we came to Edmonton, organised everything. It was a garden wedding at my in-laws. So we had everything. My wife organised it too quick. We got all the pictures done, and they're like, "Oh, John, we forgot pictures taken with the cake." And by this point, it was in August when we got married, and so I was already in shorts and a t-shirt and hanging out with friends, drinking lots. Oh my God, you got to get dressed and we got to get the cake back and have the pictures of you cutting the cake. I was like, oh, I don't want to do this. I want to do this. So I agreed to do half. So if you ever see my wedding pictures, there's a picture of me with kind of like a suit jacket on, shirt and tie, and my wife in dress, and she looks all beautiful. But if you kind of look behind, I've got like shorts and flip-flops on. It just looks terrible. So we had kind of position all the pictures and actually see how terrible I look the waist down.
That's an inauspicious start to a wedding, alive from the waist down.
It gets better.
Oh my God.
I can tell you the story about what happened in the themed hotel, but maybe that'll be a different episode because it's getting late.
Yeah, yeah, we're just about to wrap up. How are you guys for time? Are you guys okay? Because I know we started a little bit late. Okay. I just have one more question. It's not anything crazy, but what is the weirdest casino you've ever seen?
The weirdest.
The weirdest, yeah. Or it doesn't have to be a specific casino, or just like something weird that you've seen in a casino. We'll accept that as well. So
those are two very different answers.
yeah, if you don't, if every casino is normal to you, then we can kind of veer off in tangent to something else. But
the weirdest casino.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
While you guys are thinking, let me just tell you, when I was in Costa Rica, we actually ended up going just around the city because we had a couple friends that were dealing, and they were from Costa Rica. So then they had a car and they're actually driving us around. So they took us to this casino, and it had like the old school reels, like the slot machines where you would put the coins in and stuff. And it wasn't like, anything like from the 90s. It was just like these really old ones. But anyways, the tables itself, like when we went to the tables, the blackjack tables seemed to be okay. But roulette, they had the roulette table, but they didn't have a roulette wheel. So they actually had a bingo, one of those bingo things.
Yeah.
So then they would be like rolling it, and it's like, are you done betting? I'm like, yeah, I'm done betting. Okay. They'd like look away, they'd grab the ball, and they'd be like, 17 black. And I'd be like, what the hell was that? It was like the best thing that I've ever seen. It was just like, oh, how do you know that all the balls are in there? So it was just, that was kind of like the weirdest. That was the weirdest casino I saw. Other than the ones when we were driving by, like you'd open up the garage door and there'd be a casino in there. So like, I don't know if those count, but yeah. All right, there's my story.
I got one. This isn't something I experienced myself, but I remember hearing about it. I believe it was Florida, but I could be getting the state wrong. Because of the gambling laws, the most you're allowed to bet in poker is $2. So they still had poker rooms, and I don't know that this is the law now. This is from way back, from like 15 years ago. But so all the poker games were just $2 limit.
How odd.
$1, $2, and everything. I'm like, what is even the point? I feel like there's just don't play. If those are the rules, just don't do it.
Weird.
So I always thought that was really weird. Yeah.
That is really weird. Huh.
I saw this game in Australia. It was called, I think it's called Two Up. And it's like a big ring, like a really big ring. And they bet on the outcome of these 2 coins. And they put them on a paddle and they just launch them up in the air. And they're betting whether it's going to be like 2 heads, 2 tails, or heads and tails. And they go crazy over it. It's just, It was the weirdest thing. And they're like, they're kind of like pre-decimal coins, like the really big coins from like, pre-decimal UK, like Queen Victoria head on it, that kind of age. But yeah, so that was strange. Like, okay, this is weird.
Wow, that's like a game in Chevy Chase's Vegas Vacation when they go in there.
Yeah. Casino War. Yeah.
And apparently,
it's terrible.
On Anzac Day in Australia, they played 2 Up all over the country. It's like legalized form of, so everybody, even in rural areas, they play it in whatever. Just need 2 coins and they throw them up in the air and they gamble on it.
Wow.
So that was kind of one of a weird thing I saw.
That's a weird one. Huh. I know, it's one of those weird things where after you've been in this industry for so long and in so many different places, it's kind of funny because you get so, I don't know, everything's normal. You're thinking of all these crazy things or things that other people think are odd, and you're like, yeah, that's just what it is. They throw coins in the air, or they have weird hand gestures, or yeah, you get to where it's hard to even have a sense of perspective about what's weird anymore. Yeah.
I thought it was weird when they added the stripper poles to the casinos.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Now it's so normal. But
now it's normal. Now it's the dancing pit.
Yeah, it's the dancing pit. Although for those who haven't been in it, there's only a handful where the girls actually danced on poles, and they did still have to keep their tops on. But there was only a few, like Hell's Bells actually danced on poles. But yeah, they'd put go-go cages right in there. I mean, that's what I did. And yeah, you just got to where it's just normal.
Yeah.
It's weird. But yeah, people come from other places and think it's bizarro land, but we live in bizarro land.
Or what about the Hard Rock before it became Virgin, where they had the girls up in the air and they were swinging and they were doing like the
silks and the aerial.
The silks, yeah, exactly. And they were doing acrobatics on the sky, and then they would come down and deal. And it was like, okay, you're my dealer.
Yeah, good for us. It was just like, okay,
yeah,
wow.
What a nice entrance.
See, I'm kind of scared of heights, so I would come down literally for maybe 2 flights of steps.
You can totally do it, John.
That's about as far as I'm going to be as an aerialist.
No. You can totally do it. I want to see you in the outfit tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. up there, and we will have you be twirling.
I want to see it. All right, all in favor, raise your hands.
I'm going to put glitter on his head and everything.
Well, apparently he doesn't mind you shaving to give more space for the glitter. So
I just hope he doesn't mind me using him as a human disco ball.
Now that would be one of the weirdest things I've seen in a casino, a human disco ball. So
yeah,
there you go.
All right.
You twirling and everything, have the head. Yeah.
Heather, you're talking about like the silk and then like the dealer coming down. It'd be funny if it was just like someone like, 64-year-old Dolores just like kind of slaying down. Just
That's a cheetahs. That's why they have the lights and everything, the purple lights, and you can't tell she's a 64 Dolores in there. No, she looks good in there, and then they go outside.
Yeah. Daylight. Ooh,
Daylight.
That's fires you worry about. It's like the 64-year-old cocktail server.
Yeah. Black light can make anyone look good.
I don't know. I don't think I'd want to blacklight those actual girls. So.
All right. Cheetahs. Okay. Look right down. All right.
Just don't wear the shoes you like.
All right. Well, yeah, look at that. We're an hour and a half over. John, did it feel like an hour and a half for you?
To be honest, it felt like about 25 minutes, to be honest. I don't know why. It just flew by.
I wonder who's going to lead next week. All right. So guys, again, I can't thank you guys enough. I mean, everybody, you guys are what makes you guys make the podcast, and I think it's really cool to hear your stories and share everything about the casino industry and everything beyond the casino industry. It's so cool. So any final shout outs before we finish our podcast? Let's start with our first guest, Angela.
Final shout outs?
Yeah, anyone you want to say hi to, or anyone you wanted to promote.
Steve.
You can promote yourself.
Right.
Promote your band. Is this a correct?
Yes,
there you go.
80sband.com. Yep. So definitely a shout out to that. Hey, if you're out there and you happen to need an 80s band, we're available because Vegas is still just in the process of reopening. But yeah, give us a holler there. Otherwise, I don't really do social media. You can find me on YouTube if you just Google my name. Or YouTube in my name, and you can contact me through there. But shout outs, I always say hi to Mike Shackelford. I always say hi to Benny Mancino. I always say hi to Brent Wise. People that we know and we work with all the time who do great things and who are great in this industry, and we're lucky to have them.
And are really amazing people,
They are.
really amazing people.
Yep. So the things they do, definitely get out there and support, especially like Brent during this lockdown. It's been amazing. He's making one of the new gaming conferences happen. So, the Global Gaming Protection Conference, he's really been instrumental in making that come back. So very proud of the little guy for that.
So cool. Okay, Heather?
So everyone, you could find me at, where is it? Vegas-aces.com. There you go. Yes, right there. And we have a live stream every Thursday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. However, now that I say that, I realize I am totally lying to you because we are taking next week off. So we will not have a video at all. But usually any Thursday at 1 p.m. you could find us. And Angela, wherever she is on here, there we go. Angela is one of our hosts. So you will see plenty of videos. What do you call it? I can't think of the word. A-seed, B-seed. What's the word? You're in charge of it. You are the host. I am totally.
M-seed.
Thank you. I am blowing this beyond belief. Go check it out. Vegas-aces.com. There you
go. John, anyone to say hi to? How does it feel being a year older?
Yes, I know. Just at some point I'm going to grow up, but not right now. Not this year. No. I really like coming on. Every week or so, whatever it turns out to be. Sometimes longer, sometimes shorter. It depends on how I can do it. But yeah, Jay, it's great what you're doing, and Michelle, it's always wonderful to be in the same place as you. Heather, it's great. I love what you guys are doing in Vegas. So shout out to all you guys.
Thanks.
Michelle.
Shout out to all the dealers in Edmonton who get to go back to work.
Yay.
So finally they're going to be opening. I don't know about all the individual casinos if they all have the same dates, but I know they're starting to get announced. So yay for that. For those, I'm sure there's not everyone's wanting to go back, but for the ones that do, that's great. And shout out to Jay. I mean, if you didn't do this, we don't show up sometimes, and if it wasn't for you, it just wouldn't happen. So big shout out to Jay.
Yeah. No, guys, I totally appreciate that. Yeah, and I did want to bring that up because I may go back to work at some point. Probably not anytime soon. I'm pretty busy at the hospital, but I love those people back at Yellowhead. So if I do come back, it'll be after everybody else is kind of situated because I work once a month. I don't think you really need me there anytime soon. So. However, I will be asking Peter if we could do a live stream at Pearl Showroom. So I think that would be pretty cool once we're all allowed to kind of be together and people not say anything and everything be okay. I'd love to do that, and we can do a live show. So I'm kind of excited about that. So keep your
sounds fun and terrifying at the same time.
Yeah. So Michelle, I mean, there's a bunch of other people we can talk to. So if that doesn't pan out, then we'll go on to the next casino and then the next one and the next one.
Let's start in St. Albert.
Yeah.
Let's put St. Albert as like the trial, and let's work our way up.
It sounds like we're like that casino that goes to like the golf tournament and then gets kicked out for being too rowdy. So it's just like, hey, you guys aren't allowed back here again. All right. So guys, again, sorry, any final comments before we end our broadcast?
Thank you for having us on.
Oh, no, totally.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It was fun.
Thank you guys for being on. Thank you for spending your Wednesday evening with us. So totally appreciate it.
Totally.
All right. Okay, guys. Next week we're gonna have Connie on, and hopefully you can enjoy this week. It's super hot here. It's not like 108, but I mean, like
super hot here is 85.
Yeah, it's not like your skin's getting slapped by the sun or anything, but no, it's still pretty warm. So, but anyways, thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you next week.
Okay. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Hey guys.